I'm going to show you how to naturally read a video script on camera without a teleprompter. In fact, I have a teleprompter right here, and you'll see there's nothing on it because I don't use it when I record my YouTube videos. We all know what it's like, right? We hit record and all of a sudden it's like we're reading out loud in the third grade again. Today, I'm going to talk about, even if our script is good, our tone comes out flat. So the most important thing to keep in mind as we do this, we pause in these really weird places. So really what you need is, not to mention, if we're reading the script word for word, our eyes tend to move around the screen. I remember the first time I heard myself on a recording and I was like, I don't sound like that, do I? Memorizing takes way too long and teleprompters usually don't get you the results that you want. I'm gonna show you 2 ways to overcome this today, one of which is gonna be really probably awkward to watch me do, but hopefully when you do see it, you'll be nice to me in the comments, please. The first way to overcome this is to use an AI tool. Imagine if you could be looking at your notes the whole time, but when you play the video back, you're actually looking at the camera. The AI tool I use for this is called Descript, and if you're not familiar, it is an editing tool for every kind of video, does all kinds of cool things. And what I'm gonna show you right now is their eye contact feature. Right now, the words I'm saying, I'm actually reading off of a piece of paper slightly below my camera. But if you are watching the right side of this shot, it probably looks like I'm making eye contact with the camera. So how does this work? Inside of Descript, you just go to wherever you want in the transcript, and then click over here on AI Tools, and then click on eye contact, and a couple of seconds later it will be turned on, and then when you play it back you'll be making eye contact with the camera. And once it's there, it's as simple as toggling this switch down here on and off. As creepy as the idea of reorienting our eyeballs using AI might be, that's a really cool feature to make sure that you're making eye contact with the camera and therefore building trust with your audience. But in that example, I was still reading a script, and if you are reading, you're probably still going to come across unnatural. Now, there's a reason that we as imperfect humans tend to sound unnatural and kind of stiff when we read, which I'll tell you about here in a second. But I do want to give a quick shout out to Descript. Thanks to them for sponsoring the production of this video. The reason most people sound stiff when they're reading on camera is because we're trying to sound professional. When we read something, our brain switches off conversation mode, the way we would actually speak in a regular conversation, and switches on performance mode. I am an announcer. I am presenting this information to you. While memorization obviously takes way too much time, what I'm going to show you today will actually save you a ton of time. That's actually what we do here on my channel. We help you grow a YouTube channel in only 90 minutes a week. So if you are tight on time and you want to grow on YouTube, hit subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. So here's how you can actually use a script or an outline, but still sound like yourself. First, we need to stop thinking of our script as a script and start thinking of it more like a guided outline. Whenever you think of it as a script, then you think of it like a speech and you feel like, oh, I've got to get this perfect. That's just not true. So here's the exact process I use when I film. I do have notes. I'm not memorizing anything, but I actually have my notes over off to the side here. And the reason for that is I don't want to catch myself accidentally looking at them. If our notes are too close to the camera, then you are automatically going to have your eyes drifting down or to the side or wherever it might be, and that's an uncomfortable feeling for the viewer. Now, how I do it is I look at my notes and I just look at 1 or 2 sentences that I can easily memorize. Then I turn back to my camera and then I just deliver those 1 to 2 sentences, however long I can go without stopping. An important thing to know though, I'm not necessarily doing it word for word. I really want to just take the idea from my outline and then speak it to the camera. This does a couple of things. 1, it keeps my pacing conversational, and then 2, it makes sure that I maintain eye contact with the camera the whole time because I'm not even tempted to look back at my outline. So usually if you're using a teleprompter, especially like an at-home teleprompter or an iPad as a solution, you lose all of that natural presentation where it sounds like you're having a conversation, and instead you end up talking really, really stiff. This solves that. Now, most people assume that it's going to take a long time to edit when you record that way, but it doesn't, and I'll show you why here in just a second. But first, let me show you me doing this in real time. You're going to see my actual outline for a video on one part of the screen. You're going to see this camera view on another part of the screen, and then I have another camera set up on the side just so you can get a picture of how the whole thing works. And I want you to know I even left the mistakes and the awkward pauses and silences in. So this might feel uncomfortable, like actual silence in the middle of a YouTube video, but I want you to know how this really looks and feels so you know you're doing it right when you start using this method. Here we go. If your channel's stuck under 1,000 subscribers, you're probably making one of these 4 mistakes I'm about to talk about. And the worst part is they don't really feel like mistakes, so you may not even be aware that you're doing them. Okay, what's this mean? Even if you're posting consistently, have amazing titles and amazing thumbnails, if you're making even one of these mistakes, it can slow your growth to a crawl. Next, I'm going to show you how to edit it so it looks like this when you're done. If you're making even one of these mistakes, it can slow your growth to a crawl. My name is Jerry Potter, and I'm going to walk you through these in the same order that I would if I was doing a channel audit for a new client. To edit this quickly, I use a couple of AI features inside of Descript, which has been my video editor of choice for years. So here's what I just recorded, pauses and mistakes and all. You can see all the big gaps in the waveform down here. And so 2 tools you can use in Descript that clean this up in a second. One, go to AI Tools, shorten word gaps, and then I'm going to tell it to find anything more than 0.8 seconds. And then I'm going to tell it to shorten it to 0.2 seconds, and I click Shorten All. And just like that, it eliminated all of the pauses, all of the silence. Gone, just like that in a second. So that's why with Descript, this method is so fast. Second thing, obviously I messed up a couple of times, but I can come over here to AI Tools, remove retakes, and then hit Submit, and it uses AI to basically go through and find all the times that I screwed up and then take them out. So I click Remove Ignored Text from Script, and just like that, it's completely edited literally in a couple of clicks and a couple of seconds. And it's AI, it may not get everything right every single time, but even if it missed something, like let's say I didn't want this line for some reason in Descript, I can just highlight it, hit Delete, and it edits the video to match. Now, whether watching me record a script this way felt awkward or not, it's probably gonna feel awkward the first time you do it, but let me give you the secret to getting better fast. Repetition. But you don't want to repeat reading, you want to repeat doing it exactly the way that I showed you, looking at your notes, getting your thoughts in your head, and then delivering directly to the camera in your own conversational words. Over time, this will rewire your instinct and you'll stop feeling the need to present or perform, and you'll just start talking to the camera like it's his friend. You'll become someone who looks relaxed on camera because you are. Now, I showed you a couple of ways you can edit your YouTube videos fast using Descript. If you want to see my exact step-by-step workflow, click the video on the screen right now, and before you know it, you'll be editing high-quality YouTube videos in 10 to 15 minutes.